Going live, YouTube. Good morning. You're catching the very beginning of the Pete Talk Job Show. We're going to go live here in the Human Resources Facebook group, actually, now, where we actually have over 16,000 members already. Click go live in three, two, one, and we're live on the Human Resources Facebook group and on the 24/7 WPL YouTube channel, and of course, streaming every Wednesday, airing every Wednesday actually on 21/6 the net. Welcome to the Pete Talks Job Show. I'm glad you're here hanging out with me. Of course, 21/6 the net is it's your daily dose of encouragement. It's internet radio like you've never heard it or seen it before. All kinds of shows filled with positivity, joy, laughter, pure fun, some pure absolute silliness, some actually zeroing in dead on to local businesses here in the McHenry County, Chicagoland, where 24/7 and 21/6 the net stream from. And we're actually happy to be here with everybody. Of course, 21/6 the net is brought to you by Prime Media Consulting LLC. Prime Media Consulting provides SEO that gets your company to the top of search lists, absolutely to the top on Google there. Advanced Pain Rehab also sponsors 21/6 the net and advancedpainrehab.com. Stop living with the pain. Prime Media, I'm going to back up here just a second. They do a remarkable job, absolutely amazing. Give them a call, 847-752-0018 or 866-813-8650. Check them out. And or just go to primemediaconsulting.com. If you want to appear at the top of a Google search, they'll get you there. And they do wonderful things for their clients, and we're thrilled to have them as one of the sponsors of 21/6 the net internet radio. Folks, we're going to get rolling here because we have some wonderful employers that are looking for people today. And we actually want to talk and start with Shelter Insurance. Jeff Ferguson. Jeff Ferguson is actually, I've known Jeff for a long time. Close that right on the beat. I knew it was going to end there in just a second. Jeff Ferguson is the recruiting and development specialist with Shelter Insurance. Go to shelterinsurance.com. You can learn all about them. Jeff has actually been looking for insurance agents throughout the Illinois region. And I know in Bourbonnais, in particular, they've been looking for insurance agents for a while. If you'd like to explore the opportunity of becoming an insurance agent for Shelter Insurance, again, go to shelterinsurance.com, learn all about the company. They provide remarkable training if you don't happen to have direct insurance experience. And it's amazing what they do, what they help people come along with. Now, if you do have experience, Jeff has been on the show, he's been a guest before. If you do have experience, they welcome that. They're thrilled with it. That's fantastic, but it's not a requirement. In fact, Jeff would love to talk with you. If you are outgoing, enthusiastic, you love talking to and helping people, and you're entrepreneurial in your work style, that means you own what you do. You are someone who perhaps does not do well with people staring over your shoulder and micromanaging. That might be, if that's your style, you might want to talk with Jeff. Jeff's phone number is 815-347-3953. Again, 815-347-3953. You can email him your resume directly at jferguson@shelterinsurance.com. That's jferguson@shelterinsurance.com. Hey, Alex Kolkowski, good to see you. Hey, there's that P Talks Jobs guy. Yep, there he is every Thursday morning here on the Human Resources Group, and it's great to see you, Alex. Alex, how you doing this morning? And of course, Lauren, how are you? Good to see you join in there too. I know a lot of people will fade in and out when we stream live out here over the Facebook group, in the Human Resources Facebook group, where we have a little over, actually well over 16,000 members now, professional HR peers, and we're going to be talking about some HR stuff a little later in the show today. Next up is Little City. Little City is hiring for home aides, DSPs, CNAs. Now, you must be at least 21 with a current valid driver's license to apply. You also need a high school diploma or a GED. Now, beyond that, even within their own post, Little City has said no experience is required. They even offer and provide paid training according to the post that they put up. It's amazing, fantastic. If you'd like to break into the healthcare industry, something you think you'd be great at, would really enjoy, check out Little City, littlecity.org, LITTLECITY.org. Give them a call, 847-417-1812. Again, 847-417-1812. Again, you'll find their posts actually all over Facebook and LinkedIn, everywhere else. But Little City has stated you have to be at least 21, have a current valid driver's license, and a high school diploma or GED. Beyond that, they're glad to talk with you, see how you might fit in with their group, and even provide paid training for home aides, DSPs, CNAs. Go check them out. Now, also, locally from right here in the area we stream, of course, 216 The Net and 24/7 WPL actually stream out and air over and through and from we do it all over through and from right here in McHenry, Illinois, McHenry County, far northwest suburbs of Chicago. And I say far, it's not really that far. We're probably about an hour and a half from downtown. And Chicagoland is it's big. But right here in this area, Illinois, Indiana, and Iowa, we've got Jewel Osco, jewelosco.com. Go check them out. They've been looking for people to fill retail store positions, pharmacist roles, store management jobs, driver positions, supply chain positions, even corporate division career opportunities. Again, just go to jewelosco.com, click careers, and check them out. Read over the whole careers page, take a look, see what might be available in your area. Again, Iowa, Indiana, and Illinois. In fact, here in Illinois, they've got a Jewel right here in McHenry. My wife and I often go to the one in Spring Grove, Illinois. I happen to live in that area there. And the Spring Grove store is so super nice, always very clean. The people are very, very nice, very fantastic there. I really actually like that particular Jewel. There's one out in Fox Lake too, that when we happen to be out that way, perhaps going to visit our in-laws, sometimes we'll stop in there if there's a need for something, to pick something up on the way or on the way home. jewelosco.com. Go check them out. Also, right here in McHenry, Illinois, is Big R. Now, Big R is it's the store itself is not huge, it's not massive, but it's really cool. They have a lot of cool stuff. It's kind of like that old, kind of like the old hardware store, old general store, department store on steroids. They have a ton of cool stuff in there. Now, Big R itself, the corporation is big. They have career opportunities in every state across the U.S., Alabama, alphabetically, all the way through Wyoming. And of course, right here in Illinois, they're right here in McHenry itself. They even have career opportunities and locations available in American Samoa, all the way over to Guam, and even to our international neighbor to the north. For those of you watching and catching us on YouTube, sorry, YouTube guys, good morning. Good to see you there too. YouTube and catching us here on the live stream for Facebook. I am pointing northward from where I'm sitting. That's north. Of course, everybody on the radio and the podcast, you don't know where I'm pointing. Just pretend that wherever you are, from your orientation, I'm pointing north of you. And that's Canada. So the Big R has opportunities up there. Now, right here in McHenry, their store is at 1860 North Richmond Road. 1860 North Richmond Road, McHenry, Illinois, 60051. The store's phone number is 815-385-0606. And their email address is mchenry@bigr.com. Of course, you can go just to bigr.com and look for opportunities no matter where you are, what might be available, wherever your location is. But here in the McHenry store, they've been having listings for full-time, part-time, of course, now seasonal. We're heading full headlining into the retail holiday season for hiring. Everybody and their brother has a sign out for retail hiring. Just drive down the street here in McHenry, all kinds of things are open, looking for people needing people to come get them staffed for the seasonal period here. But go check out Big R, man. Cashiers, clothing associates. Let's see, sporting goods, lawn and garden. Yeah, lawn and garden, even in the winter coming up here, fall, winter, you got to rake those leaves. So, and then also personnel clerks, courtesy associates, all kinds of stuff needed right over here locally. And hey, hi from Malaysia. Malaysia's checking in with us on the Facebook Live on the Human Resources group. Now, Nuramandiana, am I saying your name right? Binti, I could go with Binti. You've got 4 names there. Nuramandiana, and that sounds actually rather lovely. Nuramandiana. That sounds like a very nice, it's a nice name to say. Hopefully I'm saying it correctly for you. I don't know. I wish I did. But it's wonderful to see you there. Thank you for saying hi from Malaysia. That is so cool when we get to see people from all over the world. Now, also, we're going to move on here, and we want to go to our next employer, and that is actually still local, but also nationwide, is Home Depot, the Home Depot. And they actually have more than 20,000 live results on their career opportunities page. Just go to careers.homedepot.com, careers.homedepot.com. They have opportunities in York, Pennsylvania, Reston, Virginia, Mansfield, Massachusetts, Johnston, Rhode Island, Atlanta, Georgia, Boulder, Colorado. And of course, there are locations right here in McHenry, Illinois. There's a Home Depot. Crystal Lake, Illinois, Home Depot. Exactly across the border in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, there's a Home Depot. Out in, what is that, Fox Lake, near the Volo area, there's a Home Depot. Home Depot everywhere. And you walk in and out of them, they always say help wanted. They've got those signs up all the time. So if there's an opportunity near you, then please go check out careers.homedepot.com. All kinds of things open. Let's see, asset protection specialists, manager of online copywriting. I think that's down at their corporate headquarters in Atlanta. But Atlanta, Georgia, that is. Home services project specialists, department supervisors, assistant store managers and store managers in training, professional account sales associates. Man, the list just goes on and on and on and on. And you said I pronounced it correctly. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad I did. There's one thing that does, it bugs me, but I really don't ever correct people on it. It was when people say my name incorrectly, but it's just Pete. Or Peter. My actual full name is Peter, but you would be, when I say Pete, you would not believe how many people come back with Steve, Dean, Paul. At least they got the P in there. People don't listen, and that's one thing. It irks me, especially having been in the HR field for so many years, and I'm actually so happy that I'm doing this kind of thing now. It's so much fun. But Home Depot, go check them out, careers.homedepot.com. Now, of course, throughout the entire Chicagoland area 66, Wendy's is hiring. Wendy's Restaurants is hiring. If you enjoy eating there and you think you might like to work there, or you have a career that's followed you through the food service industry, check out Wendy's. You can just simply go to Wendy's.com, WENDYS.com. Now, you can find jobs no matter where you are throughout the U.S. Certainly, Wendy's has locations everywhere. But they've actually been looking for people to fill roles in McHenry, Crystal Lake, Cary, Illinois, Round Lake, Illinois. Let's see, the other location in Crystal Lake, Illinois, they've got 2, I believe, Algonquin, Gurnee, Carpentersville, Woodstock, Zion, Lindenhurst, let's see, Mundelein, Lake Zurich. Did I say Lake Zurich already? Boy, it is just, the list goes on and on and on and on. Round Lake, I think maybe I already said Round Lake. I did. But then also just exactly across the border, Burlington, Wisconsin has been looking for folks to work at the Wendy's restaurant there. So the Chicago Area 66 for the Wendy's Corporation, they are hiring. Go to wendys.com, wendys.com. Check it out and see what they might have available for you. Now, also, we do want to mention Medline Industries Inc. Now, Medline is actually very local here to the Chicagoland region. You can go learn about everything they have available. Let's see, you go to www.medline.com, you're going to click About Us, click Careers, then click Jobs. So go to medline.com. You got to do a little bit to get there. Medline.com, click About Us, click Careers, click Search Jobs. Now they had more, not just the other day when I checked just before coming back on to do the P-Talks Job Show. More than 700 openings right now listed on their website. They have a lot of career opportunities available. One in particular that they've been working on filling is actually down in the Orlando, Florida area. They've been looking for a renewal program sales specialist. They've been looking for somebody that has either a bachelor's degree and 2 years of sales or customer service related experience, or a high school diploma and 4 years of sales or customer service experience. Now, in this role for renewal program sales specialist, you must be willing to travel at least 50% of the time, both in and out of the state of Florida. You can also search for this particular role on LinkedIn. Go to LinkedIn Jobs, search under either Medline Industries Inc. Or Orlando, Florida, or the job title, Renewal Program Sales Specialist. And you can get the full description there. Or again, you can just go to medline.com. There are 3 additional things you got to do. Once you get to medline.com, you click About Us, Careers, Search Jobs, and then you can look for the roles that are there no matter where you're at. Again, more than 700 career opportunities there with Medline Industries Inc. Go check them out. Now, also up. Now, here's something. We're doing something a little bit different. Because I usually save this group for last, and technically it is today, because after this group, I'm going to move on to Friends of the Podcast. We'll enjoy talking about them, but then we're going to change things up, and we're going to start talking about some HR issues, and that is because I've had so many requests here on the HR group. Again, we got over 16,300 members now on the HR group here on Facebook, Human Resources Group. And I see a lot of things posted all of the time, and a lot of folks jumping in and offering feedback, commentary, etc. But many people have shot me notes and said, hey, we'd really like to have a forum. Can we talk during the P-Talks Job Show? So what we're going to do, actually, first time through, is we're going to try that here on the group, and we're going to go talk about a few posts that I've seen recently. And anybody who wants to comment here on the Facebook Human Resource section. Sorry, YouTube live streaming folks watching there. I know I'll bounce back and forth a bit. I'll come back over and check on your camera and your feed here. But this is going to be focused mostly on the Human Resource Group streaming out of Facebook at the moment. Now, of course, everybody listening over the radio and over the podcast, you get to listen and hear the comment, hear the kind of a one-sided conversation, obviously, as I'm reading comments. Now, at some point, we actually will have a call-in line. You're going to actually be able to call in and we'll have a talk. You'll be actually streaming right out over this and on the air and through the podcast as well. So we actually have that capability. I just have to get a phone number for you because I don't want to give you all my number. I know over 115,000, getting close to 116,000, over 115,000 weekly listeners of the podcast alone. I don't want that many people to have my own phone numbers. We're going to work out something that we can actually get and plug in. Otherwise, my phone would never, ever, ever stop ringing. I just don't want that many folks to have my direct line. I love you all. I really do. But that's just too many, too much. So we'll get another number for you. But here, running into, of course, Transforce.com. www.transforce.com is a national truck driver staffing firm. Now, they provide safety-minded staffing solutions to the commercial transportation industry. Their nationwide logistics staffing network provides the most qualified drivers to meet your needs if you're a commercial transportation provider. So if you need drivers, or if you are a driver yourself, Class A and B CDL drivers are needed by Transforce. Go visit www.transforce.com. You can give them a phone call, 800-308-6989. Again, 800-308-6989. Now, we're going to tell you in which states you can do this. They actually have opportunities, career opportunities, and need for drivers in 26 states across the U.S. Are you ready? Do you have your pencils and your crayons and your markers ready? Whatever you're going to use to write down your state, then give them a call. Here we go. We're going to get rolling here. It is Alabama, Arizona, California, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Illinois here in the Chicagoland area, Indiana, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Louisiana, now Massachusetts, Maryland, Missouri, Mississippi, North Carolina, New Jersey, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, and Wisconsin. I know I did that a little bit slower this time, so taking a little bit more time to run through these, because usually I do them really fast and I wave my arms all over the place, because you guys know who, if you catch the live stream video, you know that whilst I'm doing the P-Talks Job Show, my hands never stop moving. I don't know what it is. I just can't talk without my hands. If somebody wants me to be quiet, you either got to duct tape my hands together or make me sit on my hands. I won't say a word. Here we go. One more time. 26 states where Transforce is looking for and needs Class A CDL and Class B CDL drivers. Home daily routes, regional positions available as well. Give them a call, 800-308-6989. Again, 800-308-6989. If you hear your state and you're a driver, you want to go drive for them. Here we go. Are you ready? Alabama, Arizona, California, Connecticut. I'm sorry. California, Connecticut. I don't know why I thought those were not in alphabetical order for a moment. Oh, goodness. I need more coffee this morning. Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Illinois here in the Chicagoland area, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, Massachusetts, Maryland, Missouri, Mississippi, North Carolina, New Jersey, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, and Wisconsin. There's all 26 states where you can find career opportunities with Transforce, www.transforce.com. Go check them out. Now, folks, you know what time it is? It is about that time. We want to talk about friends of the podcast, of course, everybody. And right at the top of our list is a good friend, Patrick Canale, the McHenry County State's Attorney. If you need support from the McHenry County State's Attorney's Office, go to www.mchenrysao.com or give their office a call, 815-334-4159. Patrick has been a guest on the P-Talks Job Show, self-proclaimed guest of friend of the podcast, not self-proclaimed guest. He didn't just show up and say, I'm sitting here, I'm going to be a guest. He actually was here as a guest, talking about all the great things that he and his team do for our community here in McHenry County, Illinois, through the State's Attorney's Office. Patrick's an awesome guy, and about to be a new father again. Congratulations, Patrick. That's very, very cool. Bill Eklund. Bill Eklund is a great friend of the podcast. Bill Eklund actually sells suits with Brooks Brothers, which was established in 1818, 201-year-old company. Bill can be found at the Brooks Brothers location in the Pleasant Prairie Outlet Mall. you'd like to give Bill a call, just right across the border here in Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, Pleasant Prairie Outlet Mall. The number there is 262-857-6900. Again, 262-857-6900. Bill can help you get suited up for that new job or that next interview there. Now, down in Florida, we do actually have HH Staffing Services. They're based in Sarasota. They have locations in Tampa, Orlando, and Fort Lauderdale as well. HH Staffing Services is a full-service staffing company. Go to hhstaffingservices.com. Check them out, whether you need people or work there in the Sarasota, Tampa, Orlando, or Fort Lauderdale areas. Darren Rohr is the owner. Really, really cool guy. Really like Darren. Now, also, a wonderful friend of the podcast is Don Severson. Don actually is he's the director and the development director for the National School Project. You can go to nationalschoolproject.com. Their mission is to recruit and train university students to coach and mentor high school students to reach their campuses for Christ. If you'd like to learn more about them, get in touch with Don. Give him a call, 815-276-7511, or go to nationalschoolproject.com. Again, nationalschoolproject.com. Now, additionally, there are a couple other folks that we would like to give a little shout out to here. And that includes, let's see, I believe that is going to include Hunter Taraski. Hunter Taraski, I've known Hunter for quite a long while. Hunter is a business now. He's recently joined them. Hunter is now a business development professional with Express Professionals of Crystal Lake. He serves together with Express there. He's serving and helping employers throughout the McHenry County area. Hunter, I've known Hunter a good long while. Hunter's somebody that you can really count on, rely on. He'll do a good job helping you out. If you need people, if you need support, need staff, you need some temporary help, give Hunter a call. If you're, running your own show there, or you're in the HR department here in one of the companies here in the McHenry County area, pick up the phone, call 815-788-8556. Again, 815-788-8556, and say, I need to talk to Hunter. Pete from the Pete Talks Job Show says Hunter can get me the people or help us find the people that we need. We really, really need to meet with Hunter. Hunter Taraski is awesome. He's a cool guy. Great guy. I actually get to have coffee with him every now and then. Well, of course, he's working, so not all the time, but every great once in a while, early on a Friday morning. It's wonderful to see Hunter. Now, also, I want to mention another guy who's really pretty cool, and that's Mark Pepin. Mark Pepin is the pre-owned vehicle manager over at Sunnyside Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram here in McHenry itself. My family and I have been actually working with them for years. They've helped us with cars, years and years. Always done a great job. Mark actually is somebody we worked with directly on both new and used car purchases. And Mark, he's a good guy. He's a nice guy. He's always treated us well. Sunnyside has always treated me and my family well. So check them out. Go to www.sunnysidecompany.com. Learn what they've got available if you're looking for a new car, or give a call, 815-385-7220, and say, hey, I'd really like to talk with Mark. And I'll bet you Mark will be happy and thrilled to help you out. So those are our friends of the podcast. And folks, and you know what? I do want to mention two more folks. Do we need music while we do this? I kind of like to have that a little bit in the background while we're talking with folks. And let's do a little happy song perhaps this time. Brenco, Machine and Tool. These have actually been folks that I've worked with as an HR consultant there in Crystal Lake. They've been around for decades upon decades. They actually keep other manufacturers in business, as well as doing machine tooling runs. They run, Mazak, CNC machines, grinders, hobber. They do all kinds of stuff there. If you need a part that on your machine has come apart, worn out, whatever, they don't make it anymore, give it to Brenco. They actually reverse engineer and rebuild your part. That's how they keep a lot of area manufacturers running themselves. It's amazing. Their company is in Clients love them there. Give them a call. You can find Deb at 815-356-5100. Again, 815-356-5100. Deb is awesome. Super, super cool to talk to. You can also talk with Ken there as well. Ken Tank. Really, really knowledgeable fellow, can help you out with whatever you need, machine done, run. Even if you need long production runs, they do that too. They do a lot of great work. They're 6117 Factory Road in Crystal Lake, Illinois. Also, Chopin Pest Solutions, Inc. In fact, I'll be sitting with Pete over at Chopin Pest Solutions. His name is Pete as well, so you just simply can't go wrong there, can you? You really can't. Pete Chopin owns Chopin Pest Solutions, Inc. They're right over here at 1005 Front Street, McHenry, Illinois, 60050. You can look them up online, chopinpest.com. That's SCHOPENPEST.com. If you need somebody to come take care of those super pesky pests, all those icky, ucky, gross, creepy crawlies, give them a call. Go online, check them out, see what they can do for you. Give them a call. Great, great folks. I actually sit and meet with Pete every Thursday morning at 9:30. So moving on. Just enough music there, wasn't it? Excuse me. Pardon me. Just enough music there. What we're going to do now is we're going to talk about a few HR things. You know, we're right now at the very bottom of the hour, which gives us time to sit and talk. So maybe we'll get joined here by a handful more folks. But I'm going to go over here to the HR group because there are some things here that were posted just recently. In fact, let's see, Roseanne Marie had posted a question just a bit ago, just yesterday morning, actually, I believe it was, that asked, can I see some bereavement policies? I need to make ours a little more structured in our handbook. Thank you in advance. And there have been a handful of replies, comments. Bereavement policies, I think it's interesting because I've talked with a handful of employers about that recently, and they all seem to be similar in their structure. It's usually anywhere between 2 to 5 days of paid leave, with a few additional days of unpaid leave available if it's really needed. There seems to be a much kinder, a much friendlier, a much softer approach by employers nowadays with regard to bereavement leave. It used to be fairly cut and dry, even in very large companies. And it's the very large companies where you're actually seeing this lead being taken, where they're actually saying, you know what, we're going to be a little bit softer with regard to people and losses in their lives, employees that we have. So you're seeing a little bit more leniency in bereavement leave policies. At least I have been. So again, commonly what I've been seeing is anywhere between 2 to 5 paid days of leave, and then a few additional days of unpaid leave if the employee feels a need to take it. And that generally is anywhere between 2 to 4 additional unpaid leave days, depending on what the company is able to work with. It is difficult to have people gone when you're relying on them. I understand that. Many people understand that. Companies understand that. But, bereavement leave, I mean, we're talking about, an employee dealing with and experiencing a death, whether it's in their family, whether it's friends, loved ones, whoever it might be. It's tough. And here in the U.S., we tuck death under as far under the rug as we possibly can. We don't address it. We don't talk about it. We don't deal with it. It's tough. It's just something that for some reason, the U.S. society, the U.S. culture does not put death out front and center and does not make it okay to talk about, deal with, and work through it. And it's a tough thing. Loss of any kind is a tough thing, and that's a big one. It's a big, tough, hard deal. So it's nice to see some employers taking a lead and being a little bit more gentle with regard to their bereavement leave policies. It is nice to see that. Now, also, we actually had someone else here, Chris, had posted a note, and this actually had a ton of responses. It made me laugh a little bit, made me chuckle a little bit. But Chris had said, my boss, the chief executive officer, and Chris is the HR director, want to get out from behind our desks more often in order to be more in touch with employees. they've talked about having tried meetings with departments. Chris thinks post that the thought is that the group is usually too big and employees do not feel comfortable speaking up. Any ideas on how we can approach this would be appreciated. Thanks. Now, this post generated 78 comments just over the last couple of days. Chris, excellent conversation starter there, and a great question asking for ideas on that. Now, the reason this made me chuckle, the reason this made me laugh is that the concept of directly engaging, has been around for decades upon decades upon decades, and I've been around for decades upon decades upon decades. But this back in, I think it was back in the mid, maybe late 80s, there was this big leadership movement of engagement. And even a little bit in the 70s, I recall people talking about, but back in the 80s is when this really was like, oh, hey, you bigwigs, you're out of touch. Yeah, well, big companies, it's kind of part and parcel of the beast. But the whole concept was this management or managing by walking around. And it was and continues to be an absolute friggin' disaster unless it's done genuinely. That's the one key thing, folks. Be genuine. Genuine. If you are in a leadership role, you're there for a reason. Hopefully, it was hard earned, hard won, based on great quality experience and genuine, real leadership qualities, not just someone who's a boss who points at stuff and says, hey, you, right there, you do that thing. You go get to work and you do that. That's not a leader. That's a pointer. You can achieve the same thing with a baton or a laser pointer. Leaders, if you're going to engage your employees, so many HR people get on this kick about employee engagement. And it's great because I think altruistically, they want people to enjoy where they're working. Everybody really wants that. You spend a lot of time at work. I absolutely love this office. I truly do. I'm the only one in it right now. There's not a lot of folks for me to engage with other than you here on the P-Talks Job Show. Now, of course, I'm engaging with a group. We've got a little over 16,000 members in this group. We've got tons of people over on YouTube. We've actually got, of course, then the people who tune into the podcast for the P-Talks Job Show, a little over 115,000 every week. So you're listening, you're engaging, and I am thrilled about that. But employees, as an employee, ask yourself, before you were in a leadership role, did you want to engage? Did you care about engaging? If you did, why was that? This is why so many leaders lose touch. They forget. They go up, they move up, they move up, they move up, or maybe they start fairly at a fairly high leadership level, and they've never been in a support role. They've never been in a production role. They really don't know what that's actually like, what that kind of work is actually like. Getting up, getting out of your office, managing by walking around, the MBWA approach. Again, that's back from the. I hate to burst your bubbles, folks, but if you don't have as much white hair in your face as I do, you may not know. You just simply may not know that people have been trying to do this for decades, a long, long, long time. And the problem is that getting up and walking out. If you've got your tie, like you guys see, I have my tie and my jacket on today. That's all for you, all for the P-Talks Job Show. Why not? You got your suit and your tie on. You get up, you start walking around, and you're smiling and shaking hands. How's it going today? And are you really prepared for someone to not have a good day when you ask that? Are you really prepared without actually coming down on them? Listen, sit down, listen. If you're in a place that has cubes, and I can't tell you how much I friggin' hate cubes. Good. And I know some environments, it's just the way it works. You have a giant open floor. The only way you can build out offices is to workstations, they may be, to build a cube. I can't stand them. Worked in cubes back in the 80s. Back in the 80s, I worked in cubicles. Cannot stand cubicles. There's something about that little meerkat farm kind of thing, the little whack-a-mole deal that goes. But you have somebody that's in a leadership role, comes out from their office, and comes out walking around. Now, in your mind, you're thinking, here's this guy who's supposed to be leading our group, leading our company. You've got a chief executive officer, you've got a director. And Chris, I'm kind of picking on you a little bit here, but these are things I have experienced. And you've got somebody walking around and they're checking in. You got people sitting there thinking, look at this chucklehead. They're out here walking around while we're working hard. They're just walking around, shaking hands, smiling at people. We're sitting here working, trying to get stuff done. They're coming over and interrupting me. This is not helping me at all. You know how many times as a consultant, an HR consultant, meeting with people, because I'm not you. I'm not the CEO. I'm not the COO. I'm not the chief HR officer, the CHRO. I'm just a guy they brought in to sit in a conference room and talk with employees, make a few notes, have a few conversations. You know how many times people are massively irritated by this managing by walking around idea? And it's not because it's not because it's not necessarily a bad idea, but it's because it's so poorly, ineffectively, and non-genuinely executed. It's a disaster, folks. If you're going to do this, do it with intent. Sit there with your C-suite, your leaders, your directors. You write out exactly what you want to glean from this, what you want to know, what you want to learn from getting out from behind your desk and going out and walking around the people that your organization has brought in to help you reach your bottom line goals, your dollar goals. Let's face it, unless you're a nonprofit organization, which is a whole different conversation. If you're not a nonprofit organization, you're for profit. You're there to make money. That's why every single person goes into business. They may have wonderful altruistic ideas. I absolutely adore doing this. I am so thrilled that I get to come in and talk to everybody, talk to people. I love this. But make no mistake, here at 216 The Net, 24/7 WPL, we have to pay for these lights. We got to pay for this office space. We got to pay for this wonderful equipment that allows us to communicate with you. We actually have vendor spots on our walls that go on different cameras for different shows, and we have mortgages to pay, food to buy, kids to feed, just like everybody else. That's the way it goes. So companies do not become established just for grins and giggles. The number one reason a company exists, and you can fight me on this as much as you want, but I dare you to actually stop the flow of cash. The companies are there to make money. Stop that cash flow and see how long you have a job. It's a super simple equation. Now, when you are in a leadership role and you get up and you decide to get up and go walk around by managing by walking around, walk around by managing. There, I'm going to walk around by managing. Said that completely backwards. But when you get up and go and visit people at their workstations, in their offices, on the production line, no matter where they are, be yourself, be genuine, be open. Don't you dare look for a yes, it's a great day. If that's all you want to hear, sit in your office. Don't get out. Don't go out there. Please don't. Because you're going to just make a mess of it and no one's going to appreciate you being out there. If you're the kind of person who leads by wanting to hear everyone tell them everything is okay, I get it. You want everything to be okay. You want everybody to have a great day. But it's not reality. That's not life. That's not an actual real workplace. So many leaders at the C-suite level are protected from the day-to-day minutia. I'm not kidding, guys. If you've never ever been a production worker, or you've forgotten what it's like to be in a support role, whether it's administrative, production, hands-on, customer service, doesn't matter what it is. If you've forgotten that, if you've never ever been that, you're missing the entire point. Go do the job. They've had wonderful TV shows on that. What is that? Undercover Boss. And we know those are 100% staged. There's no such thing as a reality TV. We get it. They're scripted. But there's something to that. Go out there and do the job. Do the job you don't know how to do. Sit with someone who does and have them teach you what that job is. Spend a day with them. Spend a freaking week with them. I dare you. I dare you. And then come back and tell us what it's like right here. Spend a week with those people that are actually doing the work that produces the money that your company makes. And you're in a leadership role. I dare you to do it. And I sound kind of mean and sarcastic here, but I know so many C-suite execs won't do it. Board members, they won't do it because they feel, oh, well, we're leading, we're guiding the company. That's good. You are needed. Leaders guiding direction. That kind of support is needed to bring the company to the next level. It doesn't matter if it's for your shareholders or for you if you're a privately owned company. The whole point is that you're actually there supporting the people. And so be genuine with that. Be real with that. Don't ever, ever, ever just go out there and look for a yes, it's a great day. If you do, you're wasting your time. You're wasting everybody's time. It's I've been on this rant for several minutes now, and I want to back up the truck and I want to go back down here. So, Chris, you, excuse me, I'm sorry. You inspired quite the rant there with your post here in the Human Resources Group. I'm glad you did. It's an excellent post, excellent question. And I hope that you truly, sincerely are wanting to actually genuinely engage and be in touch with the employees directly and be open to what it is that they're going to tell you and provide you. So additionally here, I do want to go on down here and, it says, Vanessa actually posted a request about 12 hours ago here, posted a question and says, and this was really actually very good. Vanessa's question was, how does tenure impact your decision to reach out to candidates? I'm a former military wife, spouse no longer in the service, and my resume is a reflection of all the transfers that she said I've held jobs for months at a time, longest being a year and a half. During the transitioning phase, I always kept busy volunteering, HR, and or pursuing my degree, certificates. I have a bachelor's in HR. That's fantastic. That's great. She began as Vanessa says she began as an HR assistant, recruited, worked herself up as an account manager, and most recently worked in benefits. Vanessa says they've decided to purchase a home away from the military community, and she is having the hardest, HARDEST, all caps, hardest time finding a new career opportunity. And so she says, I'm at a complete loss. I've applied to staffing agencies, reached out to recruiters through LinkedIn, and applied through company sites, hiring platforms. At this point, I'm ready to start knocking on doors. It's a daggum good idea right there, Vanessa. Knock on those doors. I once did that. I love what I do. It's driving me insane not being able to do it. Therefore, I purchased the HRPC study material to earn my PHR in hopes of leveraging. Rant over. Any advice? Vanessa, knock on those doors. Go knock on those doors. I'm going to say something that's going to be dramatically unpopular, grossly unpopular. I'm guessing. I'm going to say something right now that's going to be massively unpopular with everyone here on the Human Resources Group. Are you ready for this? Those PHR, SPHR, GPHR, those certificates are really only popular and only valued by other HR people. I've been in HR for decades, folks. I've watched that come, rise, drop, fall. I've even watched former leadership of the particular group that provides those certifications say, you know what? We don't really think those certifications are actually worth that much anymore. We're going to try something new. And then their membership went, what? You know how much we paid for those? Now, if you learn something from getting those and you find true value in the learning experience going through that, by all means, go for it. They're not cheap. You've got to renew them to keep them valid. But again, they're only really, and it might help you get into HR if you're meeting with other HR people who have those and value them. Again, it's going to be a per individual kind of thing. I've not seen many actual employers who are responsible for hiring HR leadership put much stock in those certifications. They're like, oh, you got those? All right. You got your degree? Yeah. Okay. Do you really know what you're doing? Bingo. Now you've been moving around a lot. You've been jumping around a lot. You've enjoyed and by the way, thank your husband for his service for our country. Really, seriously, I know people say that, but I've had family both sides. It's a big deal, and we'll just leave it at that. Thank you. Be sure you thank him for that. Uh, you actually are in a tough spot because you moved around a lot, but that's easily explained by simply that. You've been involved with someone leading and living the military life. Anyone in this country should understand that that intrinsically means you're going to move. You're going to go from job to job to job. It doesn't mean you're a job hopper. I got a whole rant on that for you guys as well. It does not mean at all that you're a job hopper. It means that you were participating in the military life. It's a lifestyle. That means that you move around. It means that you've got to go where your spouse goes if you want to. I mean, it should be simple and understandable. I don't know why that in and of itself would actually be a barrier. I know you mentioned that you've gone in and out of staffing companies. Usually, those are some of the first places for new or entering HR people to give a shot. Staffing companies have ridiculous turnover. I know whereof I speak, folks. You don't say, "Oh no, no, no." Yeah, you do. I know this firsthand, and I know this because I've actually owned staffing companies. It's something that is super intense. Staffing, temporary staffing, even recruiting. Staffing more so than just recruiting. Recruiting is different than staffing. For those of you, oh, it's the same thing. No, it's not. Staffing, temporary staffing is like HR on steroids. You want somebody who has been exposed to almost every imaginable HR issue there can be. Get somebody who's been in staffing. I'm not kidding. Get an HR generalist who's been in staffing, who's handled almost every HR issue you can possibly imagine comes up in that. I'm serious. I'm not kidding at all. You may, oh well, I've been a generalist for years in the same company. Then you know what? You know that company. That's what you know. A staffing person knows usually who's been in it for about 2 to 3 years with one or two different staffing companies, usually knows what it's like in about 8 to 12 different companies. And each company, even if they're companies that do the same daggum thing, each environment is different. Because it's the people. It's all about the people. There's no getting around it. There just isn't. Every environment, companies that do the same darn thing, they're all different. Advice for you: follow what you just said. Vanessa, actually get out there and pound pavement. Once upon a time, actually, I did. I'll tell you this. This is actually how I originally got into staffing. This goes back decades. Once upon a time, I found myself in need of a job. I put on my blue suit with my tie and my white shirt, a handful of resumes. And this is long before email was super easy. Long before any of that, I printed off a big handful of resumes. And from where I'm sitting right here, there's in McHenry, there's a great big industrial park. And I'd been in Crystal Lake. I had been in Woodstock, Illinois. This is McHenry. I started walking around, parked my car, walked around. I did that entire industrial park, knocked on doors. How you doing? My name's Peter, and I'd really love to talk to somebody about joining your company. And this is what I can do. This is what I know. Been in HR, and my career was in HR before even getting into staffing. And then I was coming out, and in the building I'm sitting in right now, saw a sign for a staffing company. I have one resume left. Had my suit on, tie. Came in, walked up the stairs, down the hall. It was actually exactly across the hall from the door that I'm pointing at right now. I'm not kidding. How I wound back up here 20 years later, I don't know, but it happened. Actually, I know the people that own the building. They're super nice folks, and they had this space available. It worked out great. Not far from home. But walked in there, introduced myself again, handed a resume. They said, "Why on earth are you here? We don't even do you. You're in a suit. We do general laborers. We do, we'll never have anything for you." All right, well, figure I got one resume left. What can it hurt? I need to work. I need a job. We'll take it, but don't expect a call. That's how it was not a great experience. I got home. I got a phone call from a blind want ad I had responded to. This is a blind ad back in the day, back in the olden times, the times of yore, long, long ago, when we used to have the little want ads in the Sunday paper, little want ads in the Sunday paper, a little tiny little line ad, no company name. It was actually just a fax number. For those of you who remember faxes, I had faxed. I had gone to the library because I didn't have a personal fax machine. A long time ago, folks. I had gone to the library, had sent a fax off of my resume, cover letter. Didn't even know who it was to. It had just been for a branch manager. Turns out it was for the company that actually owned that branch that I had walked into. That's how I got into temporary staffing. And so, Vanessa, walk around, put your resume in your hand. It still works. I'm going to tell you why it works. We have inundated email. We have inundated these social platforms, messaging, texting. Email is what junk mail used to be. Many of you don't even know what junk mail is or was. Once upon a time, we used to go out to the mailbox every day and you bring back a bundle this full of all the ads people had sent you. It's junk mail. Email is the same thing now. You know how rare it is that we get more than 4 or 5 pieces in the mail on a day at home or even here in the office. It's ridiculously rare. Print yourself a handful of resumes, put them in a nice little binder. You can actually now go to like Office Depot or whatever they have around there. Get yourself a couple of little nice binders, pop it in there, make it stand out, drop that off, smile with the person that takes it, shake their hand, make that connection. They're going to say, "Wow, we just got this resume from this person named Vanessa. She was so nice." That's what will get you the call. I'm not kidding, folks. This stuff still works. I do this all the time. I walk in, I talk to people, I shake hands, I make connections. I look at people in the eye. You get them on the phone and actually have a conversation. I know this is the world of texting. This is the world of video. We're doing this right now, streaming this conversation live over the Facebook Human Resources group. More than 16,000 people on this group. YouTube, the live stream, tons and tons of people. Everybody tuning into the podcast, the Pete Talks Job Show. 115,000 people listen every week. 21.6 the net. Thousands upon thousands more tune in because you can just download the app. Go to your favorite app store, 21.6 the net. Download it. You can listen to us, Pete Talks Jobs, all kinds of shows, 24/7, 365 days a year. The access is instant. It's there. I get it. That's why now, more than even more, it's more important now. Back then, more important now than it was 50 more years ago, 30, 40, 50 more years ago. I'm not kidding. Look people in the eye, shake their hands, smile. People ultimately work, and I know this sounds trite, I know this sounds contrived, and it drives me nuts. I know it. But people only work with the folks that they know, like, and trust. That's the truth. People only work with the folks that they know, like, and trust. I'm not kidding. That's how we actually had a fellow on the show. One of the shows, not this show. There's another show called McHenry County Business Spotlight. Awesome show every Wednesday at noon on 216 The Net, hosted by Kent Jones and Alex Kolkowski of Prime Media Consulting. Alex and his company sponsor that show. Had a guest on. They were short a guest. They were supposed to have somebody that comes in every Wednesday. A local business owner comes into our area here. They sit with them. Somebody bailed. I got to the studio. I'm like, hey, do you have a guest yet? Nah, I don't know what we're going to talk about. We'll figure it. I'm like, hold on. I get on the phone. I call up Doug with Big Kid Power Sports here in McHenry. Doug doesn't know me anywhere from right here on Facebook. Kid you not. Doug, this is Peter Galt. We know each other from Facebook. He's like, oh yeah, we do. You know what? Our studio's right up the road from here. You want to come and talk about your business for an hour? Holy cow. Yeah, I'd love to be on the radio. That's fantastic. He got up here, got to talk face to face, and shook hands. He sat down, enjoyed a show. They've had thousands of people literally view on Facebook alone since yesterday, and of course, thousands more. Make those connections. Go make them. Folks, this has been this week's episode of the Pete Talks Job Show. I had a lot of fun. I didn't even get a ton of comments, but I saw people bouncing in and out here on all the streams. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope there was something that kind of maybe a little fire under you. We'll do this again. Actually, now this is going to be the format going forward for the Pete Talks Job Show, at least for a little while. We'll see how it goes. And we'll have a lot of fun. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, 216 The Net, 216thenet.com, or download the app 21.6 The Net. Search for it. 24/7 WPL, where podcasts live. Just search 24/7 WPL and find us. We'll see you next time. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.